Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. This would be my first layout with my April page kits. For my first layout for these page kits, they're usually product inspired. And I was thinking about what I want to do with these really nice bold patterns with the flowers and the bows. So I decided to showcase off the bows pattern paper. I would create a giant heart with it so that you could see as much of it as you can, and it wouldn't be a layering piece behind a photo. It would get its opportunity to shine. So I liked making this giant heart, and my technique usually is to draw the heart by hand. I like the wonkiness behind a hand-drawn heart versus folding, the paper in half and then cutting it so that it's symmetrical. So I'm free hand cutting this into a heart. I drew the heart on the back, and so you wouldn't have to see the pencil lines and I wouldn't have to erase the pencil lines later. At this point, I felt that the paper might disappear on top of that wood grain. So I don't do this very often, but I do sometimes ink the edges so that it has a defined edge when it's on top of a different layer. I didn't include the next portion on the recording because I don't think you wanted to watch me for half an hour trying to figure out how to stitch this heart onto the wood grain. So I was having issues with my sewing machine, but I did eventually figure it out. If you look close enough, you'll see that I have tons of little holes that don't have thread in them. I went over it several times as well, but I really liked the effect of stitching on this page. I decided to use a pink color thread for the stitching because I wanted to match this beautiful yellow and pink patterned paper with the flowers, but I was confident I wasn't going to use the pattern paper big enough where you can see a lot of the florals. So I just wanted to make sure that I had little bits of pink accents all over the page. This floral pattern paper is going to be not only a frame behind my photo, I'm also going to use it as a layer. Excuse my super old Herma tape dispenser. I've had this for many, many years, and I still have photo squares, not photo squares, I'm sorry, adhesive squares to use up, so I am definitely trying to finish out this roll. You'll see that I have lots of different adhesive options, and I am trying to narrow down my supplies. So you'll see a lot of random adhesives as I go through making my layouts. Right now I am fussy cutting around this heart that was a 3x4 card. Originally, when I first started scrapbooking, I was very set on using the entire piece of a pattern piece of paper or using die cuts the way they came, but I'm really trying to embrace fussy cutting and really not having to use the entire piece. So that 3x4 card with the heart, I just cut the heart out. I think it looks a lot better. You can see right now I am cutting a 4x6 cut apart, and I really just wanted the word heart. It actually said always will be in my heart, but I cut through the little words there too, and later on I hide them so you don't even know that they existed. And I think using these pieces and cutting closer to them really adds more definition to the design graphics that are on the cut aparts we get from our cut apart sheets. After cutting that giant heart and fussy cutting that little yellow and white heart, I decided that the hearts were going to be the icons I use most for this page. I pulled out a bunch of heart punches I have in my tools. I have about 3 different sizes and they're all the same shape. And all these extra pieces of leftover pattern paper I definitely did not want to waste. So I used the various sizes I had and punched out different sized hearts, and I will end up layering a bunch of them on top of one another to be layered embellishments. To bring in that pink and yellow floral pattern paper, I also punched out hearts from that pattern paper, and those are my base hearts in my layered embellishments. At this point in my process, I had gotten to a point where I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So you'll see me fumble around, moving things around, trying to figure out how I want to lay out my page. I knew I was going to put the title to the left of the photo. The word heart is not part of the title. It was just a piece I really wanted to use. I liked the foil on it, and of course the word heart is very appropriate. I did add foam adhesive underneath my photo. Definitely wanted to lift that off the page and give it some emphasis. And now I'm playing around where I want to put my typed up journaling. I usually type up my journaling before I start any project or page now. I don't really like my handwriting, so I end up typing up most of it. So I thought I was going to lay out my journaling along the side of the heart, and as you can see, I'm putting adhesive on it, but after I take the backing off the adhesive, I realized I didn't like that idea. So I put it to the side of the table. I put it on this little glass mat I have temporarily until I figured out what I really, really want to do with it. I was just about to commit to the location of my photo, but I felt like it disappeared on the page. So to add some more layers, I had this scrap piece of gray and white polka dot paper. I also thought about using this other cutout sheet that I had. It had some lines for journaling. I thought I'd layered under it. It has all the colors from the floral pattern paper. It has green, it had some pink, it had some yellow. But at this point, I decided that I wanted to put my journaling actually on the lines of that journaling card. And I knew I wanted to split it up in 3 lines because I saw the curve of the heart and was planning to lay the layered hearts that I will be making around the curve of the heart. And I knew that once I put down the journaling, I will cover up the journaling if I didn't follow along the outline of the big heart. This next part, I'm going to speed up it much faster because I don't think you need to watch me make these layered hearts. All I did was stack the different sizes on top of one another. I did slightly bend up the sides of the heart so it had some dimension to it, and I didn't line them up straight down their middle. I did tilt them from side to side to have them kind of staggered on top of one another. Using my hot glue gun was the fastest way to adhere them together. But once I was done with those, I laid them out. As I mentioned earlier, I wanted them to outline the big heart. The next part is a little sad because I lost a lot of footage and I didn't realize it till I was nearly done with my layout. It's just me getting back into the rhythm of filming and doing these voiceovers. So I just kind of point out the things that I added on between the last section and this part. I did add a title, and I wanted the title to stand out, so I put it on top of a striped yellow sheet of paper, and I used these stickers that were pink, thin pink lines on top of like a white chipboard. I added a bunch of bows as well as these word die cuts that were scripted that said love, fun, and lucky. Around each of those scripted words, I decided to do a cluster of embellishments. I added the fabric bows that I had. I also added some yellow enamel dots, and I even had some acrylic florals or flowers that were gray and with a pink center. And I thought those are really cute and went well with this page. So this sums up my first process video back from my long hiatus. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, you can leave them down below. I promise to read them. I have tons of videos coming out this month, so please subscribe and press the bell icon to be notified when those are uploaded. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a great day.